welcome to the One Soccer Nation podcast. Today we have the pleasure of speaking with Zoe Maxwell. Zoe is a professional footballer currently playing in Poland for Pogon.
Yes.
Zoe, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today. We're so excited to have you come on here and just share your journey, and motivate other young aspiring players. How are you and how are you feeling today?
I'm doing well. Excited to be here. Thank you for having me. Any chance to talk about football is super fun, and I'm excited to chat with you guys today.
Oh, that's cute. So let's just start off by talking about what age did you start playing soccer, and why did you choose soccer as a sport to play?
Yeah, I started when I was maybe 5, 6, super young. I honestly just think I loved being outside, loved running around. So my parents just kind of threw me into soccer and some other sports as well. And I think I just excelled at a young age, and I had a lot of fun with it. And so my parents just continued to put me in sports and played up a few years. And eventually, it became evident that I wanted to play in college. So then that became my main sport, my main focus.
Oh. Were there any other sports that you would have played if you didn't go the soccer route?
Yeah, I always joke around with my parents because when I watch the WNBA, I'm like, what about me? Because I loved basketball when I was younger, and I was torn when I had to quit because I had to prioritize soccer. But yeah, basketball was so fun, and track as well. Track was one of my other sports.
Long distance or sprinting?
Sprinting, actually. I wish I did long distance, but I did 400 and triple jump, which is kind of random and no one knows that event, but yeah.
Triple jump, I feel like that's hard. Yeah.
It's hard on the hamstrings, but it's fun.
Yeah, that's a cool experience, trying something else other than soccer. I feel like I wish I did that a little more. I feel like I just did stuff in I did track in high school, but that was for 1 year.
And play football.
Oh yeah, I played football too. That was
fun. Football. Yeah. You had that at school?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
We had that in gym. Oh my gosh, I wish that we had that as a competitive sport. That's so fun.
It was actually really fun. And I was the running back and she was the wide receiver.
Iconic duo. That's amazing.
Oh man.
So just going back to school, can you kind of just describe to us how your recruiting process was and why you chose to commit to Brown University?
Yeah, I feel like I haven't been asked this question in so long, but I really wanted to prioritize academics, and I knew that Brown had a lot to offer in that department, but I also wanted a really competitive atmosphere when it came to soccer, and I loved the coaching staff. I loved the vibe at Brown, and I don't know what the recruiting process is like now, honestly, but when I was going through it, it all started so young, and I just felt really overwhelmed by what I wanted, what I thought was good for me, and the only place that felt like home when I visited was Brown. So that's why I ended up choosing Brown, and I'm so grateful because it was an amazing experience.
Oh no, I love that. I feel like even going to Brown, Ivy League is such a huge accomplishment. What was your major?
Public health.
Public health, okay.
What about you guys?
Mine was kinesiology and biology.
Oh, cool.
So
yeah, mine was communications, and then I got my master's in business and management.
Oh, nice.
That's kind of what I used my COVID year to do. Yeah, get my master's because we had a 1-year program where you could get your master's in 1 year, so I just did that.
Yeah, we have that as well, but we couldn't be an athlete or a collegiate athlete while we pursued it, which is tough. Yeah.
Is it just because
of the Ivy League?
Do you feel like it's just because of scheduling, with the classes, you couldn't balance it with Brown? Is that why, or that's just
No, it's just it's a rule. It's a really strict rule. They made an exception for class of 2021. So one of my good friends that I played with was able to get her master's and play, but that was the one time ever in history that they made that exception.
That's crazy. Yeah. I guess because it's an Ivy League, I guess they're more stricter with that kind of stuff. But with when I met with the guidance counselors, they kind of worked around my soccer schedule. So even if I was like 10 minutes late to practice, like my coaches like they minded, but they just like it's okay, it's just 10 minutes. You can just come straight from
Mhm.
class. But it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Like a lot of the work was like group work, and there
Mhm.
was probably one class that I hated, but everything else I enjoyed.
That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, no, I wish I could have gotten my master's while playing. I think it would have been fine, and I feel like IVs would have been like a step up maybe if we were able to do that because a lot of people had to leave and go somewhere else
Wow.
to use their eligibility. So I feel like it was just kind of restricting, but it is what it is.
Yes.
Yeah, out of our control. Um, what would you say like was your favorite thing about Brown?
Mm, definitely the people. I feel
Mhm.
like throughout my travels, especially recently, I've met amazing people, but I've also just like it gave me perspective. And I think Brown was just such an amazing community where I met so many like minded people and so many just like open, like really, really kind, smart, genuine people. And
Uh,
yeah, I'm super grateful for that. And I miss everyone so much.
so nice. I agree. Like I feel like out of college, I met like my bestest friends. Like I feel like
Yeah.
there's like 3 of my teammates that I still talk to, and like we're all so close. So I hang out with them. Like even though we're long distance, like they're in the States and we're in Canada, I feel like we still manage to like hang out, go on trips together. So
Yeah,
definitely like lifelong friends that I feel like I'll have for a long
for
time.
sure. For sure.
Even just like I feel like like going to college is kind of like a networking. Like even though people that you're not
Hmm.
like, super close to, but you just know of them, like you still follow each other on social media. And
Yeah, yeah.
for me, me and my sister, we have like our own like sunglasses business. And one of the girls in my
Ooh.
class, she does like a lot of content for TikTok, and she does like a lot of get ready with me. So she's kind of helping us do like
Oh.
some content for us and like promote our business. So I was like, wow, like if I didn't go to school, like I wouldn't like this would not be happening. So it's like
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, it's really cool.
No, I'm definitely grateful because especially here in Poland, I've been talking to some of the girls who are currently in college or getting their masters, and they just are not friends with their peers that they go to college with. It's just very common to be close with your football community, and then school is just like another part of your life, but it's not really a big part of your life, or you don't really, that's not where your social group is. And I feel like my experience was so different in college. Like that
Yeah,
was like the main appeal, like the
yeah,
people, everything.
well,
So it's
yeah.
just so different.
Well, that is really different. I feel like in the US, like having, or at least going to college, like having social life is so important, especially balancing
Mhm.
soccer. Like that's a necessity. You need to have your social
Is.
outside of soccer when you need a break and stuff too.
No, yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah. So you earned or you kind of won the title with Brown University. How did
Mhm.
you how did you maintain like your consistency in your performance throughout your college career?
I think that a lot of it had to do with our coaching staff. They were very, very key on discipline and being humble and focused and not being complacent and just like very, very, yeah, determined and knowing that like anything could happen and really giving us like inspirational speeches and motivation. And I think just like getting everyone on board.
Yeah,
Um, and yeah, so the first time we won the championship was incredible. And I still remember all the feels and it
yeah,
was amazing. And then the next year, everyone just was that much more like hungry and excited to do it again. And I wasn't sure if that would be the case, but it definitely was. Like, no one was thinking that we got it in the bag. Everyone was like, this is going to be really hard, but like, we want this again. So I think it was just a mindset that everyone had, which was really awesome.
oh, that's nice. That's such a like a nice environment to be around. I feel like I
Yeah.
had a similar like experience at Maryland. The coaches are super like this, that. Even though we didn't win a league title, but I just feel like having that kind of environment in school keeps you like not focused on yourself, but like making sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's like that. I
Yay.
love that.
Thank
Did
you.
you like face any challenges in college? Any setbacks?
There were setbacks. There were
Yeah.
definitely some setbacks. I just feel like freshman year, I don't know about you guys, but it was tough for me, the adjustment. everything was just more intense, like academically, athletically. I miss my family and all of that. So I think that was just hard. And it was like a rebuilding period for Brown. So my class was kind of like a big class coming in to boost the program a bit. And so there was a lot of like reliance on underclassmen. And I think it was just hard and we weren't that good. But then the next year we did like a complete 180 and went up from there. But that was probably a little setback, but in the grand scheme of things, like helped me grow a lot.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that was the biggest one. Honestly, outside of that, there were just like little things, school was hard. I remember when we lost the NCAA tournament
Uh,
my junior year, like that was really hard. And I didn't know if I wanted to come back or to use my eligibility. But everything honestly was amazing at Brown and there weren't too many setbacks. What about you guys?
I feel like the same thing freshman year. Like I feel like freshman year I definitely struggled balancing soccer and school. Like I didn't honestly I didn't have like a routine. And then once I found my routine that helped me, and I also feel like I didn't know what type of studying worked for me, because I was like taking such like heavy courses, and then
Yeah.
balancing that with training. I had to kind of really prioritize my time and say like what is important, how much time I'm gonna work on this, how much I'm gonna work on that.
Mhm.
So like once I had a schedule, once I had my routine, everything kind of came together. But yeah, freshman year we had to figure that out as we went.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I definitely think like balancing soccer and school is kind of difficult for me because I feel like I didn't I didn't like build a routine, or I just felt like I wasn't as organized as I thought I was. Like I thought I was really a
Mhm.
really nice person, but then I realized like you actually have so much going on. You have lifts, you have classes, you have practice, and then you have social life. Like it was just a lot to like, you know, um to deal with at one time. But I feel like once I got a routine of things and realized like I made like a schedule and stuff, I kind of got the hang of everything. So I feel like that was fine. But we also got injured our freshman year. So like
Both of you?
Yeah, we both.
yeah, literally a week after she got injured, I got injured. And so I
No.
was just like, yeah, it was so weird.
Yeah, it was really weird. Like I tore my ACL, but she just had like a rough. What was it? What is?
I got really bad MCL sprain.
Oh
Yeah,
no, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah. That was also
But
the biggest. I should have said that first.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to mention that.
But yeah, I tore my ACL. That was really tough. That was really tough because I've never
Yeah.
had like such a big injury like that, and
Mhm.
like I was just so sad because I couldn't like really move when I was after surgery. I couldn't move. I was getting
Yeah.
frustrated with the crutches, and then when I would
Mhm.
see my friends going out, I'd be like, oh my god, I can't even go. Um,
Mm.
but I would definitely say that that made me a lot more mentally tough.
Mhm.
Like, any injury I have now, it's nothing.
It's
It's really
nothing.
compared to that. It's really nothing. But I'm kind of
Wow.
grateful I went through that because I feel like I needed that. I just didn't. I never really went through a serious injury. I never really had to kind of like build back up from something. So
Yeah.
it definitely strengthened my mental toughness a lot. Yeah, because that training, like just coming back from that, it's not easy.
It's
But
not.
yeah,
I
it's not
bet.
easy. But
Wow.
yeah, I'm so grateful for that. I'm grateful it happened. I'm sad it happened, but I'm grateful it happened.
Way to put a positive spin on
Yeah,
it.
I'm
And
trying to.
it's nice that you guys had each other to like do recovery
Yeah,
and
yeah,
talk
yeah.
to each other and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was
But
nice. And I
wow.
also there was also another girl on my team. She was going through the same thing. So I wasn't necessarily alone. So
Mhm.
that was nice too. I feel like if I was like all alone, it would be a lot more harder. But since we're doing PT together, we're
Mm.
else together, it made it like the process go by a little faster. So it was
Nice.
nice. Yeah.
Did you have
Wow.
any major injuries in college or no? It was just like little.
Just little injuries. I remember my first game, I got injured, which was so unfortunate. And I don't like to go out if I don't like to get subbed out if unless
Mhm.
it's like excruciating pain. But it was
Yeah.
my hamstring, and it
Oh,
felt like it was just gonna like tear if I kept moving. And I was like, damn, this is so awkward and embarrassing, like my first game.
Mm.
But yeah, I got subbed out because I was like, dang, I can't run. But it wasn't that serious and it wasn't like long term. Outside of that, casual ankle sprains, but
Yeah,
nothing crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone has gotten an ankle sprain in college. Like,
Mhm.
so
Yeah,
funny.
no,
But
my ankles are like so bad right now. It's horrible.
No, but also I feel like hamstring injuries are the most like annoying injuries.
Hmm.
Most annoying. I remember I hurt my hamstring in college too, but that was like a little minor setback. It wasn't nothing crazy, but I just remember that injury being so nagging because it was like you feel
Exactly.
good and then one day you won't feel good and then you have to rest and
Yeah.
back and you gotta rest. It's like all
And
it
you're
just
like, it's not that deep. Also, I
yeah,
can't move. Like this shit hurts. Yeah.
it's so funny. But yeah. So what kind of advice would you give to freshmen and sophomores? Just like how to, best balance the demands of academics and playing their sport.
Hmm. I think give yourself some grace. In the beginning, it's going to be hard. Just knowing that it's not going to be perfect from the very beginning is important to know to prepare yourself. And then leaning on upperclassmen for advice is also key. I was super, super lucky and I'm grateful to have had like really excellent upperclassmen that were just great leaders in every way. And I was able to like ask them what I should do. And I feel like my freshman year would have been really hard if I didn't do that. So lean on your support system and if possible, have some sort of support outside of the team. I think that was really nice for me. I don't know about you guys, but our freshman year, we had random roommates. And so I lived with two girls that were completely removed from the team. And honestly, it was kind of nice because I was able to just have like some separation. And I don't know, that went a long way and that helped a lot. So yeah, I guess that would be my advice overall. Very
Yeah, I
young
can
ones.
agree. Yeah, I agree with that because I made like friends outside my team as well, and I felt like it was just nice to not be around my team for a while. But
Hmm.
yeah, and I'm still friends with them today, so
Yeah.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I
What
feel
would you
like
say?
go
Oh, go ahead.
oh, I was just
No,
gonna
no.
say I was just gonna say I feel like it's important to kind of have somewhat of like a life outside of soccer or like friends outside of soccer just to get away from it sometimes because you're literally all about your whole like career is about soccer, soccer, soccer. So just getting away
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
helps just give you some sort of relaxation or something, you know?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
What would you say was your biggest lesson? Just like out of your whole experience in college, like what was your like biggest lesson or the biggest thing that you learned?
Mm. Hmm. I would say that's hard. I feel like I learned a lot of small lessons from everyone
Yeah.
around me, but the biggest lesson, um, I'm not going to phrase this well, but I think don't take life too seriously.
Mm,
Because there were some moments where I was so consumed by school or so consumed by soccer, and it felt like the world was ending if I didn't have a good game or like didn't do well on an exam. Like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to get a job in the future. And like, it sounds so silly now because I'm like, what? It's not that deep. But in the moment, it just seemed like everything. But my parents would always tell me like, don't take it too seriously, honey. Like it's gonna be okay. And that just helped a lot because like some of the bigger games we had or some of the bigger exams or just like intense moments in life, I had that perspective where I was like, calm down, it's gonna be
yeah.
okay no matter what. And that helped a lot, especially as I got older. So yeah, I would say that. Maybe not phrased like that, but essentially like don't take things too seriously.
Yeah. No, I agree. I feel like you're kind of saying like just live in the moment, like
Yeah,
enjoy every experience as the day goes by, you know? No, I totally get that.
thank you.
Yeah.
No, I agree too. I agree with that 100%.
Did you guys have any like inspirational speeches or like moments that really stuck with you in college where someone said something that just really resonated?
Mm, I
Mm.
think I feel like our last year we had a different coach and she really harped a lot on body language
Mm,
and just like how important being consistent is because when you get into the professional environment, you can't get away with the little things that you wouldn't necessarily get away with in college. So she
Yeah.
harped a lot on like being on time for training, make sure you're filling out the wellness stuff before training, after training.
hmm
Yeah, I feel like her harping on those little things definitely helps me out because we're literally doing the same stuff in France with the wellness and having to be on time for training. So I feel like stuff like that kind of helps. Yeah, I'll say that.
Yeah, like kind of maintaining like healthy habits.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
Okay.
because I feel like sometimes I would be like, I'm not gonna do that, but like when you had to be on your stuff because she was not playing.
yeah, she was not playing. Yeah, because I feel like a big thing for me was my body language, and she would literally made a whole film of my body language. I was like,
No.
wow, I didn't think it was that bad. Like I knew I would do it, but I didn't know I did it that often. So like her doing that just kind of opened my eyes. Like okay, like come on,
Wow.
get on, like just be more self aware of how you're reacting to certain things. So that yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Cool.
Because we're really bad at hiding like our emotions. Like if we're annoyed, you see it. If we're sad, you see everything on our face. So
Yeah.
help us to like hide it a little more and like not show it and just kind of like, persevere through those emotions.
hmm
I definitely say that was something that we learned.
Yeah, I'll say that. But, yeah. So transitioning from US college soccer to the professional environment, were there any like major adjustments that you faced, like on or and off the field?
Definitely. I graduated in December of 2022 and then worked a little bit and actually signed a contract to play in Israel. And I left in August,
Mm.
left Israel in October when everything happened. And then I went to Pogon in Poland. And so both of those experiences were very different. But overall, I think just like the cultural differences, the language barriers, like all of that was just really hard and so different. And
Yeah. No, I can't hear you. You just went out.
why did I do that
Oh,
now?
it's good
Oh, we
now.
can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. It connected to my AirPods, which was weird.
Oh,
Um, but anyways, yeah, just the cultural differences um, was kind of hard to adjust. And then not knowing anyone going into all the experiences, that was quite an adjustment. I thought I was extroverted, but this really made me feel introverted at times. And what else? Yeah, I think just like no one knows anything about you. So in a sense, it's like a clean slate, but also you have to prove yourself in a lot of ways and people have expectations. And so I don't know, I think all of that was just hard in the beginning, but it makes you learn a lot and grow and yeah, super cool experiences overall.
no, I am sorry. How would you like describe the culture and playing style in Poland?
The culture is definitely very different than what I was expecting or what I've ever been around. I feel like I'm just a very like smiley, bubbly person who maybe if I'm not feeling great, I'm still smiley. Like I don't really show it unless I'm close
Mhm.
with the person. And here it's more of like very blunt, very cold in a sense, where people just show every single emotion. Like they're not going to fake anything and they're very blunt towards you. And I respect it, but also it was so different. And so I
Yeah.
came here alone, like no one knew me. I was the only person that came in the winter transfer window. And I thought everyone hated me and didn't want me to be here. But then I learned it's just cultural and that's how people react. And, people are also shy when it comes to speaking English. So that was just a huge adjustment. And then football wise, soccer wise, it was super fun. I think it was really different from the US because it was really possession oriented. So
Mm.
lots of passing, lots of focus on tactics and technical abilities. And yeah, it was just really fun to have that style.
Mm. I feel like I can kind of relate to like that cold demeanor that
Yeah.
Polish people had because when I came to Denmark and I was first coming to like my first practice, And I walked into the change room like, no one really even said hi to me. But like I realized after a while, they're just very like to themselves. Like they won't really like come up to you unless like after a while. I guess unless they're comfortable, I guess. But
Yeah.
like thankfully we had like international players on our team, like Americans, and they're like, "Oh, hi, like, how are you?" Then it kind of made me feel comfortable. So it was just like I kind of can relate to that as well. It was just
Yeah.
like, "You're not gonna come say hi to me?" Like,
Damn.
why not? I get it. Yeah.
But
Was
you
it like that? Oh, sorry.
no, go
Was it
ahead.
like that in France as well?
No, honestly, I would say the girls are really nice and welcoming. Um, yeah, they're all really nice. Like, even though they can speak very little English, like they they're really welcoming. They're like, yeah, like because they notice how quiet I am, and even if I'm just sitting there, they try to like include me into the conversation as much as they
That's
can.
nice.
But sometimes I'm just not listening. So it's like funny, but they're all really, really nice. Like I would say they're really nice. They didn't really have a cold demeanor like that. They're all like super like energetic people all
Mm,
the time. They're always loud in the locker room. They're always just like happy. I don't know. Even though some of them work too. So I was like, wow, are you
mm.
guys tired? Like, but no, they're all like very good energy like people. So I'm kind of grateful I had that. But
Good.
yeah. And you also mentioned how like you got to Poland in the December window.
Mhm.
I feel like going to a team mid season is also a little tough
Exactly,
because
yeah.
everyone already knows everyone, and now you're just a new person, and now you're trying to get to know everyone. Because
Yeah.
we had the opportunity to do that last year with Saint Etienne in France, and it was it was kind of different than my experience now. How I was there like preseason or
Mhm.
yeah preseason, and then I got to know everyone, and everyone got to know everyone like, at that time. So
Right, right, right,
yeah,
yeah.
it's kind of harder because you don't have like I guess like you have a shorter amount of time to prove yourself.
Mhm.
The like getting there in like preseason where you have a little time to like adjust to the people, to the playing
Right,
types of stuff. So yeah, I could definitely
yeah.
start.
There was also only one other foreigner, and everyone else was Polish,
Yeah.
whereas in Israel, there were 4 other foreigners, so I automatically had, like, people to talk to every day,
Yeah.
and it was just a different experience.
Yeah.
But no, at the end, super grateful, and I made some really cool friends here. It just took some time.
Yeah. No, I agree because it took some time for me too to like connect with the girls because of the language barrier. Um,
Exactly.
so like because I didn't talk much, it was kind of hard for me to have that connection in the beginning. But as I got more comfortable, I started to try to talk more, even though my French was not the best. But yeah, so it's just like everything just comes with time. You just got to be patient.
Exactly, I've learned that.
Yeah, patience is really important. Like, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, same. Like I feel like I ended up getting really close with my roommate. Like she's from Spain. And
Mm.
like even though her English was like it was okay, I feel like somehow we just connected. Like somehow our personalities were just so similar. Like we could just
Aw.
look at each other and laugh. So like yeah, it was just crazy how like people who don't necessarily speak the same language like can connect. But yeah, no, me and her are really close and I feel like we'll be friends for a while, but yeah,
That's so
I found it
cute.
yeah, I found it so interesting that, like, her English was, like when I first met her, English was, like she rarely could understand what I say, so I had to, like, speak slower, but, like,
Yeah.
as we gotten closer, like, me and her can actually have, like, a conversation that's bouncing off of each other, but I just thought it
Aw.
was so strange that, like, how it was so easy for us to, let's connect even though, like, we came from 2 different, like, languages, so
That
I
is
thought that
interesting.
yeah, I thought that was really cool, yeah.
I love that for you.
Yeah, I know, I was like, "Oh my god, I made a friend." Cause like, even they had internationals here, but I just wasn't, like, connecting with them, but it's also probably my fault because 'cause I'm just very to myself sometimes. It just takes me a while to just, like, wanna be
That
social. Yeah, so, I don't know, I actually enjoyed it here, but I'm ready to leave. Alright, what's next? What, do you sorry, I can't speak right now. What would you say has, like, been the hardest thing, for you, being, like, in your professional career so far?
Hmm. I think honestly, my experience here in Poland has been the hardest.
Mm,
I mean, all of it had challenges, but I feel like when I first got here, I came here for a trial, so that was probably important context. But I left Israel in October, and then I had some experience with the Trinidad national team. But outside of that, I was just sort of like home traveling. Like honestly, wasn't sure if I was going to keep playing. Like didn't know what the winter was going to look like. And then got this opportunity and had the trial. So I yeah, I think that was like a big challenge because I came here and I had no idea what to expect and for so many reasons. Um, but then I think just like the language barrier was so hard for me and I just doubted myself all the time. I was like, "Do people like me? Am I good enough? Like what am I capable of? Like am I exceeding or am I living up to expectations? Like constantly just doubting because it was so hard to read people. I feel like
yeah.
I've always been able to read people outside of the setting. So I think that was the most challenging piece of everything, just like overthinking because of the cultural and language barrier. Yeah.
I
What about
definitely
you
get
guys?
that. I feel like, I feel like when I first I feel like my first professional contract in France, I feel like that was probably like one of my toughest experiences. I just feel like it was like so competitive and I
Mm,
felt like sometimes I would second guess myself, but then I kind of had to realize like, no, I was brought here for a reason. Like I had to kind of just make myself aware of what I brought to the table and obviously we have things that we need to work on, but at the same time I
mhm,
kind of just had to remind myself of my strengths and the things that I were good at, and those are the kind of things that I just focused on and kinda kept me motivated through it. Because I know at
mhm.
times I would be like, "Oh my god, am I doing well? Am I gonna make the team this week?" Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I definitely can understand those pressures, especially in my first professional career, but
Yeah.
we made it through
We
it.
did it.
No, I could also relate to the overthinking. I did that a lot in the beginning of the season because I feel like I was focused on so much on, oh, I want to start. Like, what is the
Mhm.
coach thinking about me? What do the girls think about me? Like, I was just thinking about what others are about
Exactly.
me. And like, when you really think about it, that doesn't really matter. Like,
Mhm.
you just have to believe in yourself and know that like what you bring to the table. And then once I stopped overthinking and caring about what other people were going to say, if I was going to start or not, I started just to play more freely, and
Mhm.
that's when I actually started starting games and actually playing a lot better. So yeah, you just have to be confident. Like, who cares?
Yeah, confidence is everything.
Oh,
Just
literally.
who cares about the other stuff? Just be confident. You got to be confident when even the coach don't even believe in you.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
so
that
true.
is so
Yeah,
important.
I feel like that even goes back to your point when, just living in the moment
Mhm.
because I feel like sometimes when you focus so much on the negative, like you miss out on like the enjoyment of soccer and the reason
Mhm.
why you play soccer anyways. So it just goes back to just like yes, at times you're gonna doubt yourself, but like how are you gonna pick yourself up? How are you gonna get through it? And like how are you gonna
Yeah,
continue, pushing yourself so that you can be better, you know?
exactly. Exactly. Yeah. No, positivity, confidence, not caring what other people think, like so,
Yeah.
so important.
So
Easier
important.
said than done, but so important.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you can kind of get away with not being like 100% confident in college, but I
Yeah,
feel like in the professional environment, like it's a must, it's a necessity. If you want to
it's a
start,
necessity.
you gotta be 1,000% confident in yourself. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
No, it's
yeah.
true.
So you mentioned, having the opportunity to represent Trinidad and Tobago. How was that experience and like how do you feel like that shaped you as a player?
It was really cool, honestly. I really wanted to pursue this because my dad was born and raised in Trinidad, and I had never gone until actually this experience playing with the team. And I was lucky enough to be able to fly with my dad, and he was able to come to the games, and it was really, really cool. But yeah, I think it shaped me as a person, maybe more than a player, just because I got so much like cultural awareness and perspectives and just was so grateful for like all the resources I had growing up because obviously Trinidad just does not have all the resources. So I think it gave me that. Then as a player, I think I just was able to see mass improvements from game one to game three, because I was only there for a short period of time. But the first game, I was really nervous, and I was still lucky enough to start and play. But I definitely was more hesitant and didn't want to do too much. Didn't want to step in anyone's shoes. And then as I progressed, I wanted to like talk more and have some sort of like small leadership role and do more. So I think as a player, I was able just to like be more confident in a short amount of time, which was really cool to see.
Mm. No, I agree. I feel like playing for your national team definitely grows your confidence because you're playing against like the best players in other countries, and you're just kind of you're like, I just feel like getting that opportunity. You're like, wow, like I'm really here. I'm really playing against these kind of players, like
Yeah, yeah,
for a reason. So it's kind of like a confidence booster too. Yeah.
exactly.
So to see you represent your country, that's like such a great feeling. Yeah.
It is. When we
Yeah.
played against Mexico too, it was really cool because Mexico is amazing. And so we were defending most of the game, but it still was just so exciting because the first time they played Mexico, I wasn't there. But I think it went a lot better the second time. So I think everyone was just, more excited about that. And it's like the little things for countries that, don't have too many resources and all of that. Like it's the little things that really add up and give everyone confidence. So I think that was just really cool to see.
Yeah, I feel
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
sorry. I feel like even like being like playing against those kind of players, it kind of shows you like, oh wow, like I can play with these girls, like
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I feel like it also boosts your confidence in that way because you're like you can compete with them, so it's like you can definitely play at that level. So
Exactly, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, no, that was cool.
mm.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you know Tori Paul, because I know she was for Trinidad.
Yeah, yeah. She was there at the last game. So
Oh,
I briefly met her.
okay.
That's cool. How do you know her?
She went to Maryland as well. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
oh
yeah.
yeah. Okay, cool. Do you know Krista then?
Oh yeah, Crystal Waterman. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We
She's
played with
great.
her
'Cause
last year. We played with her last
okay.
year. Yeah.
Because I know she did 1 year there. She's the best. I love her.
No, she
I got
is.
to know her a little bit more,
She's
but
hilarious.
she's so
So
funny.
funny. She's so funny.
She's hilarious. She's one person you'll never forget. Like her
Yeah,
Yeah,
personality
she's
is
so
like
funny.
she's so sweet. And we still talk to this day, which is so nice because we only, met for a couple weeks, but she just had a lasting impact. So that was really nice.
Yeah. She's so nice. Like she's actually so nice. Were there any places that you traveled to with Trinidad that you really liked?
Yes, we just went to Puerto Rico. Their first game was in Mexico, but I couldn't go because I didn't get released from my team at the time because I needed to get my passport and it was this whole thing. But they went to Mexico for the first game, and then we played in Trinidad, and then we went to Puerto Rico. So that was the extent of the travels, but it was still super cool. And this past international window, they went to Curacao, but it was going to be way too much travel for me, so I couldn't attend, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm sure that would have been awesome.
How long would the travel have been?
It would have been like it would have been a whole day, like there and back. And
Yeah.
then the time difference was a big issue. Um, and then the other big thing was that we were fighting for the championship here. And I didn't want to be jet lagged. And I don't know, I really wanted to get the championship, which we did, which is
Uh,
exciting. But yeah, I think it would have just been too much with the back and forth.
no, I could definitely raise that because we had opportunities to play with Jamaican national team with in the Gold Cup, and the
Mhm.
time difference. Oh my gosh,
It's
it was
hard.
like we're literally playing when I'm supposed to be sleeping right now. But
Yeah.
it was a little
where did
tough.
we go? Guatemala? Where was it? Ecuador?
It was old. One game was in is it Ecuador? No, it was not Ecuador.
No, it wasn't Ecuador.
It was Panama. No, it was Panama.
No, it was
It was
Panama. It
Panama.
was Panama.
Yeah, it was
One
Panama.
of them was Panama, and the other one was something. But like, I had to fly to Argentina. It was like a
Wow.
whole day's trip. Like, I was like, oh my god, it
That's
was
so
so.
cool though.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah, it was nice. It was. It was a
Wait,
long.
I would love to hear more about your experience with Jamaica.
um, so we've like been like kind of like in and out of program, but yeah, we like this past year, we had the opportunity to play in Panama, Guatemala,
Chile.
where? Oh,
Chile.
Chile, yes, Chile. Yeah. So it was like really cool just like traveling to those places. And then I don't know, when I went to like when we like would walk around the city and stuff, I didn't expect it to look like what it did.
Mm-hmm.
It was like very modern, I guess, modernized. So it was like cool just to see how different people are living. Because I love to travel too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even just playing against those teams, it was definitely a confidence booster for both of us. Like she got an assist, I got an assist, and we were playing on the same side.
They are
Aw.
playing there.
Yeah, so it was
Yeah,
like
it
it was
was
a really good experience.
it was a good experience. Yeah, like just even I think we played in a tournament. It was like the Panama Games or something.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the Panamericano Games?
Something
Something like
like that. I think it was
that?
that.
Was Chile in it?
Uh,
I don't remember.
Okay, that's okay.
I don't know
Because
if
I
they
saw
were in
the
our group.
final. I saw Chile against Mexico because I was in Chile actually, and I
Oh,
saw the finals.
I think that's what it was.
yeah, Chile wasn't in our group. It was only
Yeah, they
Okay.
were.
Mexico, El Salvador, and someone else.
Yeah,
But
some,
that was cool. Where was that? Where was the games?
that was
It was
in.
in
That was
the final was in Chile.
oh. So where was our
We were
game?
in no, it was El Salvador Games, not Panama.
Okay.
Like in
Okay.
something like that. Because it was in El Salvador, so it
Okay.
was some games in El Salvador. Yeah, so
That's
it
Super
was
cool.
really cool experience. Yeah,
Yeah, like
definitely.
all the athletes were on like a university, and like it would be like building for Jamaica, building for
Mm,
the country. So it was like cool. Some people hang their flag and like be playing music sometimes. So it was like cool to see like just the different countries and different sports.
Yeah, yeah.
fun.
I feel like it was like a mini Olympics because it wasn't just soccer. It was like
Different stuff.
track, rugby.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was a whole bunch of
That's so
different teams.
cool.
Yeah.
It was cool. We're all sleeping on like bunk beds. It was so hot.
Oh,
Experience for sure.
Experience.
Yeah, we enjoyed it. But
good.
yeah. Are there, any goals or aspirations that you kind of want to accomplish before the end of your career? You know?
Well, actually, I think I might be done with football. We finished our season, and yeah, it was amazing. But I think I'm gonna be done. I'm going back to school for a year. As I mentioned earlier, I wanted to do that 1 year program at Brown, but I couldn't be an athlete while doing it. So I wanted to play professionally and did that, and it's been super amazing. But I'm going back for that 1 year program, get my master's, and go from there. I would love to have more national team experience because it was so short, and I really
Yeah.
want more of that. So we'll see what happens. But as of now, I think I'm ready to sort of just move on and see what else is in store for me. But
Mm.
yeah.
Oh, what do
Yeah,
you
I
like?
feel it's fun. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Kay.
Oh no, I was just gonna ask like what you plan to do with your master's, like after you finish your master's program.
Yeah, that's still up in the air. I'm not sure. I know that I want to do some work relevant to physical activity resources and nutritional based resources for low income families. Just because within like recent life experiences, I've seen kids that aren't the healthiest or just don't have any knowledge of how to stay healthy or don't have the resources to even like play football or play other sports and so I've been involved with certain programs here and there that help out with that. And it's just been super interesting. So maybe down the line, I would do more work focused on that. Maybe something like entrepreneurship based where I could do my own work. But I'm not sure. But I do know that football has given me so much. But I like deep down feel like I'm ready to have something else.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. I love that plan you have after. I feel like that's like a great thing, like for the community. We need more people like that out here. So
Thanks.
I love that.
Yeah. And I feel like you're an athlete, so you kind of have a good background of like what you need to eat to stay
Yeah. Yeah.
just
Yeah.
healthy in general. But Oh, that's such a
Yeah.
nice.
I love that. I really do love that.
Thank you, but you know how it is, like, I'm gonna have an identity crisis probably in a few days, and
Yeah.
I'm not gonna wanna not gonna know what to do, but I think I'll take up running or something
Yeah.
athletic. I definitely need some
Find a new hobby.
goals.
Yeah.
Uh,
My friend literally quit soccer as well, and, like, she was having an identity crisis as well, and she was like, "I don't know what I'm gonna do, like, soccer's been my life," but
yeah.
in, like, a matter of 6 months, she's got a job that she loves, like, she
Wow,
got an apartment, like, her life is working out for her, and she's, like, more happier than she was before, so I
that's
feel like
good.
everything will work out the way it's supposed to.
I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
And you guys, how long do you wanna keep playing for?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know, I'm just going with the flow.
I'm just going until
Valid.
I'm like, I wanna go until I feel like I've done what I like
Yeah.
I've done what I want to do and like the highest I think I could go.
Mhm.
So yeah, I was like when I feel like okay, I think I'm ready to stop, like how
Yeah.
you're feeling right now, then I think that's when I'm gonna stop. But I don't know if I want to be 30 playing soccer. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it also depends on how I feel too. So yeah, it just depends. I don't know.
Yeah,
just go with your gut.
I'm just gonna go with it year by year and
Yeah.
see if I'm
Good,
ready to
as you
continue on.
should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you interested in the USL or the NWSL? Like, would you ever want to play in the US?
Maybe one day.
Yeah.
I just feel like I love Europe because you can travel and, like, you're just experiencing so many different things, and I feel like
Mhm.
you're not gonna get that, like, it's not an experience that you'll get often, so I think I'll
True.
stay in Europe, but if honestly, if I get the opportunity to play in NWSL, I won't say no, you know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's very competitive, very, very
it's
competitive.
so competitive, yeah. I wonder what the USL will be like. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
Too. And there's also
yeah.
another league in Canada too that's on the come up.
Starting, yeah.
Oh, what is it? I don't know much about it.
Mm,
It's called NSL, Northern Soccer League. Yeah, NSL.
Okay, NSL.
Yeah, I don't really
Cool.
know much about it, but I just saw the little like logo. They have like a different logo now, and they're trying to form the teams and get sponsors and stuff. But yeah, I don't
Mm,
really know much about it yet, so we'll see how it goes. Because that would be nice, like if I retire, just to go play there.
yeah,
In Canada, I don't necessarily have to be in the US, but so yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it's like
cool.
a nice
yeah.
alternative. It's about time. Canada needs to
For
step
real.
step it up. I'm joking, but what is there any advice that you would give to like future aspiring professional athletes?
Yeah, um, I would say for those who want to play but aren't like fully in it and don't really know if they want to, do it. Like it's going to be amazing. It's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging, but you're going to gain something from it. Even if the football isn't the best, like you're going to learn so much and grow. So I know there's a lot of people on the fence because that was me. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it. It just seemed like so much to get there, and I didn't know if it was for me. But I'm so, so grateful and happy that I did it. So definitely go for it if you're on the fence. And if you're not on the fence and you know you want to do it and that's like your lifelong dream, then I think you should, what advice do I have? I think try to learn the language if you can. Like,
Mhm.
if you're signing a contract for a year, like maybe invest some time in learning the language because I wish I did that. I was
Mhm.
starting to in Israel, but it was so hard because they have a whole different alphabet. So, and I
Yeah,
had foreigners with me, so I didn't really learn that much. But if I were here in Poland for a year, I definitely would have wanted to take like a class or have some sort of background in the language just so that I could feel like a little bit more connected to the team because I just felt so on the outside for so long. And like it was partially my fault because I didn't know Polish or anything about the culture. So I think like fully immerse yourself if possible and
Mhm.
then like try to find something outside of football as well that gives you joy because you're going to have so much free time
of
compared to
course.
college. And yeah, just be in the moment, like we talked about, be present, be grateful.
Mhm.
I love
Thank
how you said
you.
to be fully immersed. I feel like that is so important. Sometimes you might be like a little shy and in the beginning or like scared, but like just like actually just really put yourself out there. I feel like it makes such a big difference about how your experience is going to be. So
Yeah.
I really loved how you said that part.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. Really just embrace the culture, honestly. Because honestly, never gonna get this experience again, and like just
exactly.
being in a different country, like not a lot of people do that. So kind of just embrace the experience, travel as much as you can. But yeah. Yeah.
Try the food, see nearby
Yeah.
countries, like
Yeah.
network a little bit. Maybe that they have family in like a different area in the country that you could stay with. I don't know. Just like make the most of it, essentially.
Yeah. Literally make friends. Make friends.
Friends.
Because when you
Yeah.
travel, you have people to see,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good thing. But we just want to say thank you for being on the One Soccer Nation podcast. It was nice hearing your journey and your story. And we kind of wish you all the best on your next chapter.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It's been so nice just chatting and meeting you guys. You're lovely. And good luck with everything in the future. And yeah.
Oh, thank you.